Good evening. Welcome. Sunday night shine time in prime time. We got a good one for you tonight. Got a good guest coming on shortly. Infamous Tailgate Joe, legendary tailgater, party thrower. He'll be here at 9 o'clock. What we're going to have before that is we're going to have the running back raffle. Tonight's the night, folks. Tonight's the night. What I will do right now, as we kick off the show, we will do it. That's what she said. In 15 minutes. You have 15 more minutes to get any raffle entries in. It's Sunday, so all raffle entries on Sunday tripled. So if you want in, here's your chance. If you haven't gotten in and you've been waiting, Freeman McNeil autographed jersey, Curtis Martin mini helmet, Thomas Jones mini helmet. Get your entries in right now, folks. Or you can wait and get in the wide receiver raffle. We'll have those prizes announced in a little while. But ladies and gentlemen, since I'm wearing the shirt that me and my twin wore for the video, we're starting it off with He's Charles.
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles.
This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat. Got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles.
These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fountain. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. While YouTube is blowing up, I'm doing my part. I excuse myself every single time that I fart. I'm Charles.
Jets, Yankees, comics, hip-hop, nobody compares when it comes to him.
He's Charles.
I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop us. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Blows calls the show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
Charles, what time is it?
Hey, all you shiners, it's time for something cool. I'm here to do my part. I'll drop a stinky fart. No chicken soup for you. I'm gonna eat it up. And then I'll do a show and talk about the Green Hornet. I got a new laptop. You know it doesn't suck. I'll need to keep it down when I'm making too much noise. My mom will pull the plug and Dennis smack my ass. And that will surely blow. Hey, fuckers, it's time for the Nick Shine Show.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in football.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we're kicking it off tonight. Infrared heard the message loud and clear, and he said, you know what? I'm going to take 3 raffle entries. Infrared, I was just typing your name, my friend. You are on the wheel. thank you. Your membership went to Jovan White. I am looking. Thank you, Matthew, for noticing. Usually troll, but you know what? Don't comment anymore the rest of the night. This is the best comment you are going to make. Might as well just put the device down, stop typing. Oh, don't worry, South End. We're going to get into that in a little bit. We're going to get into that. But ladies and gentlemen, you have 10 minutes left. Any raffle entries you submit, $5 super chats or memberships are tripled. If you want to get in on the running back wheel, we have Curtis Martin mini helmet, Thomas Jones, Freeman McNeil autographed jersey. And then here's what we got coming up for the wide receiver raffle. We have a full-sized replica helmet signed by Santonio Holmes. Infamous catch in the playoff game in New England. We have a Wayne Chrebet mini helmet. And we have an old school 80s mini helmet with Al Toon and Wesley Walker both on it. So that's what we have going on right now. And ladies and gentlemen, our good friend north of the border, Hank G, gifted a membership that went to Capitan Rafuccio. Thank you, Hank, and good luck to you. Now, mentioning Hank, there's some big news last year with Hank. Hank was the first recipient of, back then it was the Proud NYJ fan show. We still pay homage to it. I'm still proud to be a Jets fan. Wouldn't know all you people if I wasn't. We did a GoFundMe to get a Jet fan to their first home game. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, we are doing it again this year. We will put a little fund together to help assist somebody, travel, hotel, game ticket, and get you out here for your first Jets home game. I would put a little circle on your calendar for October 19th. More info to come on that down the road. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the day we're looking at. There might even be a chance we get Carly to cross the Hudson for that day. Carly, don't say no chance in hell right now. Let the gentleman believe it's happening. Let's live up, hype up the stigma, the ideology. All right. Well, look at that. Well, she ruins everything, ladies and gentlemen. I tried, guys. I tried. Carly, I'm glad you're busy on the 19th. We're doing a steak dinner for the big dog's birthday the night before. So there, boom, ha, gotcha. Our buddy South End Auto Detailing said, put me in, coach. Absolutely, South End. You're in for 3 raffles. Good luck to you, sir. Now, a couple things we got to get to. Let's address the question at hand. I think every Jet fan likes our offensive line. I don't think anyone, even the most negative Jet fan, Alan, can complain about the state of the New York Jets offensive line. I don't think any Jets fan can complain about the running back room. You might be able to complain about the tight end room, but there's a rookie. That rookie ends up being a top 10 tight end. You're not going to complain anymore. We don't know what he is, and you might not like the depth, but if this kid becomes a star and they know how to utilize him the right way, it's more gooder for all of us. Yes, more gooder. Shout out to Opie and Anthony. Wide receiver depth? Sure. After Garrett Wilson, who's a bona fide star, who has chemistry built in already with Justin Fields, you can question the depth. But here's the fun part. Actual NFL coaches who will build and devise a scheme based off the players and the talent that they have, not the players and the talent that they want. You don't build the scheme to chuck the ball downfield to Randy Moss all the time if you don't have a Randy Moss. What you do is you look at your team, you look at their skill sets, Best part of being a coach is knowing your team's strength and weaknesses. Because if you know your team's weaknesses, guess what? You know how to protect the team. You know how to protect yourself from being exposed. You don't ask guys to do what they're not capable of doing. Engstrand, Turner, what if these guys are on the verge of becoming the next big thing in the NFL? What if we're seeing innovative offense week after week after week? What if we're seeing exciting, innovative play calling? We have talent. Justin Fields is talented. I don't think anyone doubts that. He's an exciting, electric runner who can take it the distance from anywhere on the field. He can run past people and not get caught. He's got a strong arm. Here's where the coaching comes in. When he was in Chicago and Pittsburgh, not a great offensive line. This is the best offensive line he's ever had. I'm confident in saying that. This could be the best running back he's ever had. I think Hall is better than Najee Harris. I think this is the best receiver he's ever had. You could say DJ Moore. You can bring up Pickens. But I'll take Garrett with his skill set over any of those guys. So far to date, Cole Kmet and Freiermuth are both better tight ends than we have so far. But we don't know what Taylor's going to be. You look at this team on the offensive side of the ball, and Justin Fields has never been in a better position and have a better structure for success. Fucking Curly. You got me on that one, Curly. I tried to ignore the chat, but you got me, Curly. The structure's there. We get the play design there. We get the offensive line clicking immediately. You have 4 or 5 coming back. You utilize the run game. You get that play action, that misdirection, those linebackers taking that false step, and then you hit them back the other way. That's how you break big plays in the NFL. Very rarely do you line up, beat the team, and they take it and go. Nowadays, with the speed of the linebackers and the safeties, even the outside linebackers and the DNs, you got to get them with an RPO, a fake. You got to get them to bite. Example, how many times have we seen our own defensive ends bite on a fake, get out of position, and then the other team is able to convert a first down or a touchdown or more, or a big play, a game-changing moment? That's what speed does. Now you have a quarterback who brings that threat. What are you going to do? You're going to worry about Breece Hall running a stretch, or you're going to worry about Justin Fields keeping the ball? You get Justin Fields on a rollout. What are you going to do? Are you going to come at him and leave someone open, or are you going to drop, which enables him to run? We're going to be able to put pressure on most defenses with our ability to block. Now, listen, come here. Blocking is what the front 5 offensive linemen, sometimes a tight end, maybe even a wide receiver, also a running back, get paid to do. It allows the defenders to be stopped at the point of attack, neutralized, and then we can run the ball and we can succeed, or we can throw it and make big plays. Having the mobile quarterback in Justin Fields is going to be something that we haven't experienced. Look around the league. I say this all the time. The final 4 quarterbacks last year in the NFL, Hurts, Daniels, Mahomes, Allen, even Lamar went far. All mobile. Jared Goff, great regular season. Can't get there with the Lions. Purdy, couldn't win it. Sitting duck. You need to have a quarterback that's mobile because of the speed, the aggressiveness, and the ability of the NFL defense. You have got to be able to freeze them, neutralize them, and beat them. A good mobile quarterback who's smart, coached up the right way, knows when to run, knows when to pass, and even knows when to throw it away, makes the difference between winning a game and losing a game. Makes the difference from continuing a drive and a 3 and out. Makes the difference from settling for a field goal from 50 yards or converting a couple more first downs and scoring a touchdown. Or, and come here, breaking long touchdowns, something we haven't seen in a while. The last long offensive touchdown I remember, and I could be wrong, but the one that stands out in my head is Breece Hall or Devontae Adams against Jacksonville, but 32nd ranked defense. It's dog shit. Breece Hall caught one over the middle against the Giants and took it like 46 yards around the end, outrunning everyone. There's times in the NFL where teams throw the ball downfield and it's like a catch and running and they score. Fields can get the ball downfield. Fields can buy time with his legs. Fields can attack in ways we've never seen as a quarterback. Is he the greatest pocket passer? No. Can you devise a scheme to help advance him and get him to another level? Absolutely. Can you utilize your weapons to expose the defense, creating favorable matchups in space? Maybe Mason Taylor dragging with the tight linebacker. Maybe Breece Hall getting out into the flat one-on-one. We've seen Breece Hall embarrass NFL defenders just getting the ball in space. If you're Turner and Engstrand, you have to be sitting down saying, okay, it's 3rd and 6. We know a blitz is coming. We know this team likes to play man. If we send everyone and we get a swing pass to Breece, we have to like our chances of Breece making the first guy miss. Not many defenders in the NFL are taking down Breece Hall one-on-one. You want to start inching your safety up? You want to worry about Breece? Taylor's beating your linebacker. You want to bring that safety up? Well, you know what? Arian Smith can take the top off the defense. And then you can bring in Garrett underneath him. You can have Garrett run in like a 15-yard in. A 15-yard in is a route a lot of NFL teams run when they have a deep threat. The safety has to respect it and drop, and then you sneak that receiver right in where that safety was. There is a lot of potential. Like I always said when I coached, potential is just shit you haven't achieved yet. But I believe for the first time in a very long time, there is a good structure in place for Justin Fields to get. Listen, if Justin Fields plays as the 15th to 20th best quarterback in the NFL, we're winning more than we're losing. We are. A blitzing, aggressive defense with a great secondary, a powerful offensive line, a running back who's waiting to get 1,500 yards, just needs the touches. And then you sprinkle in an efficient quarterback. I don't care if he's 62% passer. If he's 70% on 3rd down, we're going to be pretty good. If you're calling your best plays on 3rd and short and we're converting, and now you're wearing down the defense, and now your offensive line can impose their will on them, and now you can break runs, whether it's Fields, whether it's Allen, whether it's Breece, whether it's Corley, whether it's whoever. You want to beat them down. You want to tire them out, and then you want to attack. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. You were watching the Nick Shine Show. For those of you joining late, thank you for being here. Tonight, in just minutes, we're raffling off the Freeman McNeil jersey, the Curtis Martin mini helmet, and the Thomas Jones mini helmet. If you still want in, it's Sunday night. All raffle entries are triple tonight. You have about 5 more minutes, and then we'll get into that. Remember, first choice, you have to be here. If you're not here by the end of the show, the first winner, you lose your choice. The second winner gets to choose. So I'm going to play a video. I'm going to add these couple other entries to the wheel. And since he dropped another banger on his Instagram page today, we're going to play another Blitz song, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go, it's Sunday night. Let's party.
Hey, Shiners. It's a party. My house. Discord party.
Blitz got beat.
Yo, we at Sean crib about to turn up. Music bumping, party. party jumping. Please, someone fill my cup. We greet each other. Merry Christmas! And let the jet suck while Bobby yells at Santa Claus. Shut the fuck up. Then Gary intervenes and tells them don't be mean. Eat a stick of butter every day and you'll be lean. Then Santa runs off. I hope he left some gifts because Bobby scared him off. He's on the naughty list. This whole party's lit. Nate, Clancy, many more, we hardly fit. And Addison and Weeds bought that Marley spliff. I licked on my lips cause old Jenna G make my heartbeat skip. Damn Charles Gorman, was that a fart you ripped? Too much head in your the hot dogs and chips. Now I want my dip. Tell me where the hell is Santa? He ran so quick. I checked the bathroom and oh,
Santa Claus, praying to Jesus, found Santa Claus, reading the Bible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last chance. The wheel is set. The wheel is here. Where are we? There was another one I wanted to use. Nope, too small. That's what she said. There we go. How about this one? Oh, blam. Nice. Any entries after I hit the refresh will go towards the wide receiver raffle. I'll give you guys a chance if you want in. I saw JoJo say Freeman McNeil is his favorite Jets running back. Well, JoJo, get on the wheel, man. Get a chance, brother. Get on there. I've never heard these words before. It almost looks like it's Chinese to me. I don't even know what Jets Worldwide said. I don't even know how to comprehend this. Somebody please explain to me what these words mean. I've never seen them addressed in my direction. All right. The last thing I ever want to do is upset a guy who's bigger than me. I'm a big dude. The last thing I want to do is upset Knob. So, since we're doing 3 winners, we will shuffle the wheel 3 times, and then we will spin. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, our first winner is... Who's it gonna be? Who is that? Philip Hannon. Philip. Boomtown, you are here. Could you do me a favor, Boom, and tag Philip Hannon in the Discord? Please, good sir. We remove all Phillips because you can only win 1 time. Our second winner, if Philip does not show before the end of the show, we'll have choice, is Rick Kent, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Siri, text Rick Kent. You won, period. Surprise, surprise. Oh, Rick is here, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Rick.
Welcome, my friends. It's a shine time. Shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time? Shine time. It's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?
Shout out to Phil so far and Rick. Let's see. Who is the third winner of the running back raffle, ladies and gentlemen? It is Knob Deep. Make him say, na-nob, na-nob. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you to everybody who participated. Your entries drive this channel. Your support helps this channel grow, helps us get prizes for you. For those of you just joining now, we have the wide receiver raffle. Any entries submitted from this point forward for the next 3 weeks will go towards the wide receivers. We have a Wayne Corbett mini helmet, and I believe it's the old 90s, the white helmet. I'll get a picture in a little bit. I'll have that up hopefully before the end of the show. We have a 1980s mini helmet, green one, with both Al Toon and Wesley Walker on the same helmet. And just yesterday morning, I secured a full-size replica helmet, Santonio Holmes. You hate the New England Patriots? Of course you do, unless you're Mo Dean lurking in the woods somewhere. Nate, we are waiting word from Philip. Philip has choice. He did comment in the Discord. We will wait to hear from him. He is aware that he won, and we will wait to hear his decision. I like to give people options. I always want options in life. So I thought it'd be cool to give people options. You might already have a Freeman McNeil item. You might want the Curtis. See, there we go. Philip Hannon says, I would love the jersey. Phil, do me a favor. Message me on Discord. Give me your address. And tomorrow, I still have to send out Alan's. Alan was away. I was in the hospital. I'm going tomorrow before work. All of these items, the 3 running back items, and the Chad Pennington mini helmet, Alan, everything will be out tomorrow. All right. Phil wants the jersey. Rick Kent, your remaining choices. Where are you? Curtis Martin mini helmet or Thomas Jones mini helmet. Your choice, good sir. Rick Kent chooses the Curtis Martin. And our boy Knob Deep gets Thomas Jones. So, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to all of them. Thank you, everyone, for helping the channel, for your donations, for your chances, and good luck going forward in the wide receiver raffle. Now, I have a question. This is your show. Like I said, I always facilitate it. You guys tell me what you want. Do you want offensive lineman next? You know what? Let's just do a poll. Let's do a poll. Let's get a couple. We do OL. And we'll put tight ends. Tight ends might not be. So I'll give you guys the option: offensive line, defensive line, or tight ends. I'll start looking for those items. Oh, we're going to get there now. We're going to the trenches first. We're going to get there. We're going to work our way back. So it's either O-line, D-line. We'll do linebackers. We'll do secondary. We're going to get there. Do we have a Yankee score or Met score? No hate on this channel today. No hate. We're not going to hate. We're not going to, Matthew, like I said, you might as well just stop typing at this point. But we're not going to do any shit talk. 2 very good teams in baseball. Evenly matched. Wow. All right. Nice. Thank you, Stack and Gary. And Curly, always stating the obvious. And although I said there's no hate, It sounds like this baby at the end is very emphatic. ISU is a good question. Kevin Mawai finger tape. Now, I know a lot of people love the Jets centers. If offensive line wins the raffle or the poll, and right now D-line is winning it, so maybe I might not even have to mention it. I was going to say, do we do centers? Do we go Mangold, Mawai, Titman? Do we mix it up? Since D-line is running away with it so far, I will throw this question to you. You guys like well, you know what? We'll wait for this one to end, and then we'll do another poll. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, Nick. We'll be joined in a few minutes by the great Tailgate Joe. See what he's up to, see what he's got going on. We shipped them pairs of scissors this week, Snowball. The punters and kickers have received scissors and a frayed rope. They have been cut. I don't even know who our special teamers are going to be. But there is one constant. Thomas Mother effing Hennessy. David Daves, they scored 3 goals in what? 12 minutes? Real time? Wow. All right, D line. You guys love the D, huh? You love the D. All right. So we have the wide receiver items. 2 of them are shipping. Another one I have purchased from someone else who will ship directly. But congratulations to Philip Hannon, who wins the Freeman McNeil jersey. Our buddy Rick Kent, who wins the Curtis Martin mini helmet. And our boy Knob, who wins the Thomas Jones mini helmet. And like I said, I will get the pictures up hopefully by the end of the show. I spent a little extra time with the kids. That's why I was running late today. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I bring in someone who I became friends with last year. We've hung out a couple times. We were next to each other on Good Morning America, heckling the hell out of the Buffalo Bills fans. They did get the best of us that night, but screw you, Greg Zerline. We talked enough shit to deserve to win that game that day. This guy watched me basically verbally assault Bruce Smith. We'll get into all that and much more. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Tailgate Joe.
What's up, buddy? What's going on, Nick?
How are you?
Not too bad, man. At the moment, pretty excited about what's going on, away from football, but in Knicks land. Just really enjoying that. I'm a basketball head from childhood. And, to get that, to have what's going on in New York right now, it feels kind of special. Not just for the wins, obviously they're great, but what the team is, what Brunson is, and that gritty kind of superstar in the making that we have, that I just feel like we haven't had, since the 80s and 90s. So
it's a different element, right?
Yeah.
It's a different style of basketball that the Knicks are playing. And I kind of faded away from the NBA in terms of sitting and watching a game, but with Instagram and Twitter, and social media and the chat and talking to everyone in the Discord, I can't be totally checked out of it. I'm still aware of everything.
Right.
But it seems like the whole league is ride or die with 3-pointers.
Yeah.
The Knicks are kind of saying, hey, fuck that. You can win in other ways.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to shoot them, right? Everyone's shooting them, but
you have to. But that mentality, that gritty mentality, it just takes it back to when I feel like basketball was, the golden era of it. Before the threes just took over, and the no hand check rule and all of that stuff. So,
I'm not a Knicks fan, but I enjoy the brand that they play. And that's about as nice a thing that I can possibly say about them, Joe. Like that is
good enough.
People knew me when I was 10 or 12 in my teens and hear me talking now, they'd be like, who the fuck is this guy? But watching them play, I love that old brand of basketball. I
Yeah.
love physicality. I love taking it to the hoop. I love taking the contact, getting to the free throw line, the old 3-point play. And I said this several times. If Jalen Brunson was 6'7", he'd be the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And he might be in the discussion not being 6'7".
Yeah.
So his development, his progression, his commitment is really cool. And I think he's perfect for New York, right?
He
He's
is,
like the Eli Manning. Eli had that aw shucks, calm demeanor, and it was perfect here.
Yeah.
May not worked anywhere else, but it was perfect because it kept the team level. And
Yeah.
I think Jalen has that as well.
Yeah. I didn't want to sidetrack the show. You were here for Talking Jets.
Oh yeah, man.
How to just,
Dude, it's May, Joe. We'll talk about whatever going on.
But schedule release. I gotta say, I'm in love with the schedule. I think it's great. I think it's one of the best kind of schedules, put together, in a long time. I think the last 2 years, we had, they were really banking on something to happen that just didn't happen. And we got a lot of night games, a lot of, these national games, and it didn't pan out for the league. It didn't pan out for us. I think the league sent a message on what they feel that this Jet team is when they gave us strictly, 1 p.m. home games and even away games outside of 2, national games, which are divisional games. So I'll take that. I hope that they take that as well in the locker room and realize, what they're being told they are, and that lights a little bit of fire. But as far as us,
the league is saying nobody wants to watch you. That's
Exactly.
what the league said to them. You're getting your mandatory game. We'll throw you one early against Miami.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to watch you. So
Right.
if you're some of these up and coming stars, like you said, that's got to motivate you. That's got to put a fire under your ass, and that's got to say, hey, we're going to make the most of our opportunities, and we're going to make the league look stupid for not believing in us.
Yeah.
Football is the greatest sport in terms of us against the world. And if they don't like us, it brings people together. Coaches can use that as motivation throughout the week. That, we're good enough to play. They don't want us. Let's prove them wrong. Let's put egg on their face. Let's make the league look stupid. So, and I think Aaron Glenn will be able to push the right buttons to help motivate this team. Give me your thoughts on Aaron Glenn. I know we've talked personally, on the phone and in real life, but just throw it out there. What's your thoughts on Glenn coming home and coaching this team?
I like it. At first, when it was first being talked about, at first I wanted Vrabel, but that was never going to happen. And I realized that pretty quickly, that he was only going to speak to us as leverage to get where he wanted to get. And Kraft, couldn't kick Mayo out the door fast enough to keep him from coming to the Jets. So that's that.
Well, you know what? Screw Kraft, because I missed Rodgers' 500th touchdown because I went to go get a coffee, and I was in line when that news broke, and I was sharing it, and I was walking back to my seat, and the crowd erupted as I turned into the tunnel, and it was Rodgers' 500th touchdown. So screw Kraft and that decision, because it prevented me from seeing a milestone touchdown in NFL history.
I'll at any opportunity, I'll say screw them. So, then, we had the talk about Rex, and I thought, I know there was that was a polarizing thing. I did think that maybe that time away gave him the wisdom that he needed to go along with the knowledge that he already had and the bravado, but didn't come to pass, and I'm fine with that. So landed at Glenn, and that's when I really started to kind of drill down on the guy. Obviously, I love the fact that he is a homegrown guy. He's a Jet. And when I heard him speak about how it was always only this job. Like, that's what he wanted. He wanted to come here. And, you hear guys say that sometimes, and you pay, lip service, because what are they going to say? Yeah. But the way he said it and what he was saying, I really felt he meant it in 100%. And that was saying a lot, coming off of the debacle that it's been, all the turmoil that you heard about, what's true, what isn't, but all the rumors and scuttlebutt you heard about in the locker room, in the back office. Like, who would want this job? And he genuinely did. I believe that with all my heart. And I think he's got the right attitude. I think he, what he was as a player, if you look at his coaching tree, like where he's come from, his pedigree, who he's been under, who he's studied with, I think he's got the tools. I'm going to assume he's picked up a lot along the way, that knowledge, and I think it's going to be good for the team. I think it's a good culture change that's going to be coming into the locker room.
Yeah, and that's very, very in sync with things that I've said, that he's been under Parcells, he's been under Payton, he's been under Campbell, he's been places where people win.
Right.
And if you take a little bit from here, a little bit from there, a little bit from here, and then you also say, yeah, we can't do that shit. We can't do that. That hasn't worked. And you mix all that together and bring in your own personality and aura and persona with it, man, it's a good chance for him. And we're gonna love him, right?
Yeah.
Like I always say, when guys meet other guys, you start off at 100 and you only get like the merits and go away, right? Like
Okay.
he's starting at 100 with them. He's the former player. He's saying the right things. We're gonna love the hell out of him, and it can only get greater than 100. But he's starting off really good. I think the fans, for the most part, there's always the
same old
curmudgeons in the
fan,
group,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Who are always going to say that, oh, I didn't get my guy that I wanted, and he's not going to be good.
Right.
But you know what? When this team starts to show that identity that he has, and they win a game or two that nobody has us winning, or we match up at home against Buffalo in week 2 and we get that similar game where we beat Josh Allen at home in November a couple of years ago, when he threw that long, like 75-yard pass incomplete at the end of the game. People are going to turn really quickly, and I think that he deserves it. You know, like you said, he wanted this job. This is the only one he wanted. This is his dream job, and I'm happy for him. And I hope he gets many contract extensions, and this is his only head coaching job, and he retires here one day with lots of trophies and rings.
Wouldn't it be great to have, like a Mike Tomlin, a Bill, like one of those Cowher, Belichick, one of those guys that's just here.
Yeah.
Right. That's never a conversation.
Yeah.
That we're not having that conversation.
Yeah.
The
only conversation you want is, okay, they were so good, they plucked the offensive coordinator to be a head coach. Are you elevating or bringing someone else? Like, your coaching tree becomes an Andy Reid coaching tree, where you look all over the league and say, oh, Turner and Engstrand, they're head coaches, and they both coached under Aaron Glenn, and Steve Wilkes got a head coach. You want your team to get plucked. You get compensation picks with it too, which help you. Also means you're winning, because you're not plugging coordinators from losing franchises.
Sure. Look what's going on in Detroit. And it wasn't that long ago that Detroit was a bigger dumpster fire than we are. It was not that long ago. And look at the success they're having now. And so I see no reason why. There's always a worst to first team every year.
Yeah.
And I don't see how I don't see how we can't be in the conversation for that. Right?
Well, we can't.
We
can't. New England finished last. But we feel that we've been last for so long, right? Like, it's like a birthright now. It's us. We've been last. You can't take that from us. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and look, it's probably going to come down to the quarterback, and which it has. And we thought we had that solved, and we didn't. So we went in a different way. Maybe not, the ideal way that I would have wanted, but I'm okay with it. To give it a shot this year, and if it doesn't work, there's Arch Manning next year. We'll figure out a way to get him, and then that'll be that.
Yeah. Next year's quarterback class is crazy good.
Yeah,
you got Klubnik, Sellers, Aller. I mean, a lot of people believe Manning is going to stay because he's going to make as much. He'll make more money in college going into a second year at Texas than he would coming to the NFL. And we know the Mannings will nitpick of what team has the number one pick, right? They did it. Peyton went back to school when we had it, and they facilitated the trade from San Diego to the Giants for Eli. So that family is as great as they've been on the field. They're arrogant dicks off of it. Let's be real.
Yeah. But that's a conversation for later on. Right now we're undefeated, so we're on to this season. We're still in 2025.
Yeah, absolutely. On to the season. You said we got a lot of 1:00 games.
Yeah.
What game are you looking forward to most?
Well, I love that we're starting off the year with 2 right at home. Yeah. Pittsburgh and Buffalo. And, the Pittsburgh one, obviously, I mean, as it is now, it's an intriguing one just because, right? Fields is coming back. Fields is changing teams. Maybe Rodgers there, maybe not, but either way, it's intriguing. I like having, if we're going to have a challenging team in the schedule or challenging teams, I like having them as early as possible, especially with when there's so much uncertainty of what you are, right? So nobody's got any tape on an Aaron Glenn led Jets team, and so there's it's a crapshoot there, right? And a lot of times maybe offenses are not at the level they need to be at, and so it'll become a defensive game. So give me those variables, and that kind of evens the field a little bit, I feel like. So those are two important games. I feel like in the past we've matched up really well with Buffalo, regardless of who was under center. And so I like getting that start. And if we can pull an upset or two there, that would jumpstart everything. The guys would be walking out of the locker room 5 inches taller, on week 3. So I like having those games early.
Yeah. I mean, you look at these first 6, right?
Oh yeah.
If I think a best case scenario is if you're sitting 3-3 after London, I think Jets fans will be acting like Knicks fans. Like we will be losing our minds. If you split with Pittsburgh and Buffalo, that's huge. You split in Florida, right? Tampa and Miami back-to-back weeks. You split there. And then you have Dallas here and then going to London for Denver. If you can be 3-3 after 6 games and you went through the toughest part of your schedule is this opening, and if you can be 3-3, I think you're in a really, really good spot. You get to that bye week after Carolina at home and then going to Cincinnati. If we're 4-4, I mean, after the bye, man, look at this. Cleveland at home, at New England on a short week, at Baltimore, our toughest game of the year, Baltimore and the Buffalo, and then you throw Cincinnati in. But after that, right now, there's not a lot of games that scare you.
No.
That Atlanta, Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans, New England, that stretch of games right there could mean meaningful football after Thanksgiving and into the home stretch.
Yeah. The trick is that those first 3 games, right? If we could to get to that, like you said, 3-3 at the end of 6, you're really going to need to steal one of those first 3 just for the idea of just getting momentum and not getting the team getting down on themselves, going 0-3 to start, right? Because obviously I think they could go 0-3 and those next 3 teams we got a definite shot at. But for momentum's sake and getting the fans on board and getting, just getting that momentum, it's going to come down. That was one of those first 3 games, right? I think we got to take one of those first 3. And I think
and that Miami game, going to Miami in September, thank God it's a Monday night game because there's a 30-degree difference between the home and the visitor sideline on a regular 1:00 game on a Sunday afternoon. That's a gift. And we usually don't get gifts, Joe. Yeah, that's a gift from the league to make that a Monday night game.
I've gotten heat stroke in Miami in September going to the games. I literally got heat stroke. I was wandering around that parking lot. I think it was like the first year of it was 2008. It was Brett Favre's year, and we opened up in Miami. And I remember after the game just wandering around the parking lot, dazed and all messed up with heat stroke. So yeah, it's brutal.
I went down there. I was with Nick's mom the first year. So it was 2002. We had won 8 games in a row, and it was their first game with Ricky Williams, and they shellacked us. I think it was like 30-6 or something like that. It was bad.
Yeah.
And we were in the upper deck, and you could basically cook a steak on the back of my neck with how fluorescent I was at that game. It was that heat's different, man. And to get that on a Monday night is a bit of a blessing, right?
Yeah. But I want to back up one game.
Yeah, go ahead.
That Tampa game. And so, one of the things I wanted to kind of talk about with you tonight and let everybody know, so I've been doing Tailgate Joe since 2009, right?
Okay.
And for those that don't know, I throw this. It's a game day Jets. It's a Jets game day fan club and tailgate party, right? And it's in the lot. It's the biggest one in the stadium. I started it because there was no Tailgate Joe. And we get 200 to 700 people. The food's awesome. It's a great time. But But in doing Tailgate Joe, I've kind of gotten into these super fan charitable organizations and groups. And so if you follow me on Instagram or whatever, you'll see a lot of times throughout the year, I am hanging out with different fans from different teams at different games. Sometimes they're not even Jet games. And so I've built this like network of people, like all the big super fans, all the guys that you see on TV, like all of them. We all get together once a year hitting for the Hall of Fame enshrinement. So nobody knows. There's this whole like subculture of football super fans. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But so in doing that, and I'm a member of Tailgating Hall of Fame. I believe I'm the only Jets. I'm the only Jets one that's active right now in the Tailgating Hall of Fame. One of my best friends does what I do, but in Tampa, and her party is the best party in the league. It's awesome. She's another Tailgating Hall of Fame member. She's the only one in Tampa, and so I do their website and their ticketing. I built all that out for them. I'm kind of like their webmaster. I have a really great relationship with all of them, with the Bucks fans and the city of Tampa. I'm wired in pretty good there through my connections. So we are going to throw what is going to be a blowout of a tailgate party. We're teaming up with What the Buck, the Tampa tailgate. It's going to be their Bucktoberfest party. The food is awesome. It's catered by one of the guys in their crew, owns the best barbecue joint, I think, in all of Florida. And I'm a barbecue head that's traveled the country, done all the competitions, all that whole life. So the food's awesome. It's a booze fest. They've got a rum sponsor. They got Tito's vodka. They've got a tequila sponsor. They've got Sun Cruiser, like those vodka drinks, Curl and Keeley winery, just a whole bunch. It's a party. It's unbelievable. And we're going to team up. This is going to be this is going to be one of the all-time great tailgate parties in the NFL this year. I've got friends from around the country that are going to be coming to hang out, just to kind of hang out. We grabbed an extra lot next to it for the overflow. It's going to be insane. I've got the meet and greet we're going to do down in Ybor at Gas Bars. I've got that hooked up already for the day before. Nice. It's just, if you're going to go away to a Jets game this year, and we're going to do a few away games, and we can talk about that. But if you're going to only go to one, this is the game you have to go to. And if you're coming, you've got to come and hang out at our party.
Right.
It's going to be fantastic. There'll be probably a little bit of Tailgate Joe flair, but they're super welcoming. They got a great DJ, MC. It's so much fun. And it's a private lot that is directly across the street from the entrance to the stadium. Like when I say across the street from the stadium, it's literally across the street. Because it's one of those, that stadium is one of those kind of like downtown stadiums. Yeah. You know, not like MetLife, it's out in the middle of nowhere. And the kicker, the tailgate is a 501c3 charity. All the money goes to local charities. For this game, it's going to be One Voice, which is a local pediatric cancer charity that does a lot of amazing things. So everything we're doing, I believe it's going to be $50 a head. So it's going to be super affordable. We're not whacking anyone out over the head over it. It's just going to be an amazing thing. If you're coming and you don't come to this party, you're missing out. Like, just serious. You're just missing out.
Do you have any, I see the chat already. Some people are asking, just to let you guys know, I will be there. I'm planning on going down to Tampa that weekend. One of my best friends who I've coached with lives in Spring Hill. It's about 35 minutes north of the stadium. And I already spoke to him, and I'll be bunking up with them on Saturday night and possibly Sunday night if I can get a flight out early Monday morning. But I will be down there. Do you have any info? Do you have the link set up yet for this, or is it still in process? Like, how can fans sign up?
I'm building it out tonight. It should go live in the morning, but it'll definitely go live in the beginning of the week either way. You can follow me on Instagram, Tailgate Joe. Everyone should be following me, Tailgate Joe. And I'll have it as soon as it's live. I'll post the link there, and then it'll be on tailgatejoe.com. All the home games, the site's up for the donation for the passes for all the home games, for all our different themes and everything we're doing. So there's that as well, all on tailgatejoe.com. But it's going to be, I mean, I want everyone to know, because I don't want anyone to miss out on what it's
Yeah.
going to be. I don't want anyone to go to the wrong place. And because this is genuinely going to be an unbelievable party.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any ticket packages with it, or is it just the tailgate?
I am looking at tickets as well. I'm looking at game tickets. I'm only going to do it if I can do it where it's of value to the people. I don't really, I'm not a ticket broker, but I have connections and access to group sales, for the Jets and for some of these away teams. And whenever I do it, I try and keep it to, as close to whatever the list is or below that I can get. So if it's something that's overpriced, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to offer it. Because I'm not looking to make any money on that kind of thing.
Absolutely. And obviously, for those in the chat asking, the second Joe has this up and running, he'll shoot it to me. I'll post it in the Discord. We'll have the info here. This seems to be a game that a lot of Jets fans have looked at and want to attend. I see a lot of people commenting in the chat. So yeah, as soon as Joe has it, I push it out to you guys, and we can go down there and take over Florida. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be nuts. And we're gonna party the night before in Ybor, which is like kind of like the downtown party district for Tampa. For those that don't know, okay. There's a lot of trouble you can get into in Tampa. It's a great time, man. I talked to my buddy. I told him the other day. I was like, everything goes well, no hitches or anything like that. I'll be down. And I was like, where we're going as soon as you pick me up from the airport. He goes, I know. Hogan's Beach Shop. I'm like, absolutely. I've been dying to get to Hogan's Beach Shop for years. So I'll be over in Clearwater to start the day. But if you have an event going on, then we'll hit that too, and we'll come by there. Awesome. Yeah. Other than that, Cincinnati, we're gonna do a big thing there too. I've got a friend of mine, Bengal Jim, who throws these giant parties, and he's on the waterfront right in front of the stadium. It's a great location. So we're going to be doing something with him for anyone that's going to Cincinnati. That's going to be a great time. And there's possibilities on New Orleans. I'm bummed that it's December. But other than that, man, the home games, we're excited for that. The schedule, 1:00 games are great, I think, for a game day experience, for getting there early, tailgating, doing the whole thing. And so we'd love to see waking up. Like, I don't drink anymore, that, but it sucks waking up, and you wake up on a day early in the season, you're amped, like your team still has hope, right? Most fans do. But you wake up 8:00 in the morning, and then you got to sit around and wait to go to a home game that starts at 8:30 at night. Right. That sucks, man. The day drags. Like, I love the 1:00 game because you get up, you go, you don't have to wait. I'm impatient when it comes to watching my team play. You don't have work in the morning, and then you're going to tailgate. You don't have to take off if you're Monday through Friday guy, and I love it. Now that I'm older, I love it. I used to like the 4:00 game more because it allowed for a crazier, longer pregame. But now I'm old, man. Like, I want to get in the lot early. I'm still there first, as soon as the lot opens. Yeah, smoke a cigar or two, chill out, see everyone, and hopefully we go in and kick some ass. So I've turned into a 1:00 guy the last couple of years. What's better than spending a nice kind of crisp fall outside Sunday morning? You have the best burger you ever had in your life at 10:30 a.m., which I guarantee if you come to a Tailgate Joe party, you will. And just enjoying the morning with your boys, with your family, with your friends, whoever. It's a great time. Yeah, absolutely. You want to share some of the themes? Are you willing to share that yet? Some of the games that you got going on? I know you do a lot of themes. I've been to a couple of your parties. They're great. The whole spread is set to a theme, basically, and you have the games going on as well. You got the high top tables, you got the tents, you got the heaters for when it gets for when it gets really cold in the winter. DJ, the whole deal. Yeah. Last year we had those night games, so we had like the glow parties and stuff like that. So none of that this year, obviously, because we don't have any night games. Pittsburgh week 1, so. The home opener has always been a Mexican theme. And that goes back to, like I said, 2009 was our first year as Tailgate Joe. And 2009 was Mark Sanchez's first year. And so we had a little fun with that. Now it just kind of stuck. When you have such a tradition for so long, you just kind of, you're with it. And so there'll be, a great spread for that. Which we were a part of last year when you took on our party for the home opener against the Patriots. We had that.
Yeah. Buffalo, no, I don't think I have a theme for that one yet. I don't know that we will. Maybe I'll do like a big chicken wing thing. But that one's just going to be a great spread. The next one is Dallas. Dallas is going to be awesome because that's going to be our Oktoberfest party. And so we started that last year, and it rained pretty much all day, but people came out of that party and said, Joe, this was like maybe the best tailgate show party I've ever been at. It was a great time. It was great food. Throughout the day, the DJ would intersperse some of that beer garden, Oktoberfest music. It was a great theme. It was a great party. I really love that. I'm excited to do that again, and I'm excited for that new tradition. We've got Denver.
Now, if I could real quick interject.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a key game to listen to. You may have heard some rumblings out there, and I will say that there are some things in the works, and this is a key game to listen to. If you plan on traveling, this would be the game that stands out. Hint, hint, tease, tease. Go ahead, Joe. Hit us with it.
Let's see. Week 1, week 2. There's the Cowboys. The Panthers one,
October 19th, Panthers.
That is going to be, I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling thing. Asian 80s. So this was a kind of a wacky one I came up with a few years ago. It's going to be some Asian American menu things. We're going to have, a bunch of a whole ton of dumplings, egg rolls. I have like a 4-foot diameter paella pan that I make fried rice right there on site. Barbecue pork, char siu pork. It's a great party, and the music is 80s themed.
Nice.
So I don't know how in my head I came up with that kind of mash together, but it's a lot of fun. So the DJ has fun with that one. All types of 80s rock, house, freestyle, hip hop. It's a good time.
Awesome.
So there's that one. Then the next party is the next.
Is that also your Halloween game? Because that's the last home game before Halloween.
We're not
Carolina
gonna,
game.
Yeah, that will be the Halloween game.
But
so
no
last
theme.
year,
It's too early.
Well, we're gonna have we'll have some decoration stuff. Like last year, we did a Halloween glow party, and that was really crazy. So this will have the Halloween elements to it for sure. The next one is the Browns, right?
Yep.
This one's where you're gonna come and strap the feed bag on. So this is the Italian American theme, and so I'm an Italian kid from Staten Island. This is my love language, right? As on the app, like on all these dating apps, like what's your love language? Mine is Italian food. So I enlist my poor mother to make 1,000 or 2,000 meatballs and pasta, an Italian kind of themed burger, a bunch of stuff. It's
nice.
This one, everyone raves about the food for this one, so that's a
awesome.
Good thing. I think for themes, that's probably it for this year. The other ones are just going to be, great food. We changed the menu up for every game. The last game of the season, we do up a little extra with the finale. We'll have, some kind of cocktails. We'll have mimosas, Bailey's hot chocolate, usually some holiday themed beverages. That game is going to be between Christmas and New Year's this year. So, excited for that. It's not on Christmas or Christmas Eve or right up against it. It's not New Year's Eve, so it's a little kind of comfortable. Just a great time, and we keep the parties fresh. Like we change the menu up every game. This way, you don't feel like you're doing the same thing.
Yeah,
it's not.
It'll get stale, and you're like, all right, we've had that. It's the same food. You know what I mean? That you have options, right? And that's the cool part. People like to have choices and options, and it excites people. They're like, oh, look at this theme. We got to check this out. Let's go. Right. And if they've never heard of you and they see it and they come across it, like, this is really cool shit. This is better than just burgers and dogs that, our buddy Joey makes.
Well, here's the thing. And, I don't know. We haven't had the conversation on this show, but I know I have a few other places. Like the whole thing with Tailgate Joe, like how it started. It's just, I was in the lot with some friends. A friend of mine, one of my best friends, his father had tickets, season tickets. So I said, you know what, you have the tickets. I'll like take care of the tailgate and I'll bring the food and whatever, and we'll cook. And it was like, 4 or 8 of us, like our core group of boys. And then like everyone would just start bringing friends and friends of friends. And we did that for about 10 years until I realized, a lot of people would enjoy doing this, but they're not dragging grills and barbecues. They live in the city. And so
people taking Ubers in or mass transit now with
before
the
Ubers,
train.
but cabs and mass transit and buses,
Yeah.
all of that. And so I said, you know what? I think people would dig it if I open this up to the public, can use it as like a networking thing, make friends and stuff, which is what I was doing already. Maybe raise a little bit of money here and there for charity, have like a platform to speak on. I'm a double cancer survivor. So I got a lot of things I like to talk about that are important to me. And so in 2009, I just opened up Tailgate Joe, and it was always about the food, right? Like the food is the thing. This isn't a catered thing where I go to some caterer or whatever like that. We make the food. Like I make the food. I've been a regular invited talent and competitor in New York City wine and food festival events like Burger Bash over the years.
Nice.
So, when I say it's the best burger in the lot, I'm telling you, it's the best burger in any lot, not just my life.
I had for the opener last year, you had the chili pepper chili.
Yes,
It was the Mexican. Well, what burger do you make for the Mexican?
It was a green chili cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the burgers, it's a Chuck short rib blend. Brisket Chuck short rib blend that I get from Pat LaFreda. So anyone who's like a food person or whatever that knows that name, like Pat's a friend of mine. When Pat goes to a Jets game, he comes to my tailgate party. He's the best butcher in the country. Like all those top restaurants in the city, celebrity chefs, that's what they use. So, it's all great food. It's a great time. That's how some guys express their fandom through like, costumes, the face painting and all that stuff. And a lot of my friends, that's how they express their fandom. I express my fandom through my hospitality on game day, because that's how I grew up, right? As an Italian kid and, Staten Island, you grew up around the kitchen table. Everyone, all my friends, all the Medigans that I was friends with that didn't have that tradition, they would, on the holidays, they'd end up at my house, right? And getting fed all over again. So that's just what we do. And I extended that to, my football Sunday.
Yeah, and for those of you know, if you're growing up in an Italian house, when you say you're full, no. Mom or grandma say, eat. You have to keep eating. So Joe feeds. There's my favorite part, which caught me off guard last year, was when the dessert spread came out. Like I'm a diabetic. I might be a former diabetic. I'm off my meds this week because I've lost 60 pounds since you saw me.
Yeah, you look it, buddy.
Thank you. And they said, stop the meds. You're getting too low. You're gonna your sugar's getting too low. Your blood pressure's too low. Stop the meds. I'm sitting there and the spread came out for dessert, and Nikki looks at me and goes, "You better be chill, bro. I see your eyes right now." My son, he's like, "Yeah, I'm watching you." But the spread that you bring out for that part caught me off guard, but also was fucking incredible.
I got my mom sitting in a chair behind the table filling cannolis, like stuffing cannolis right there at the tailgate party, like 500 of them. Yeah. No, it's the food. That's the thing, for us. It's a great atmosphere, and it can be whatever you want. We've got guys kind of in their 20s raging. We've also got, families there with kids. We've got, people bringing their wives. We've got girls doing bachelorette parties. We had a whole wedding party there the day after their wedding. They came and they spent it with us, with the tailgate party. It's a great mix of people, and you can fit in, whatever you want from the party. Like you can fit in with it. There's an area in the party that you can kind of gravitate towards that feels right.
Well, one game we didn't cover. What are we doing for the playoff game at home?
Buddy.
It's been years in making. You've never thrown. You've been doing this since 2008. You've never thrown a home playoff game party, dude.
I have not.
That's gonna go next level, right?
I can tell you right now, if there is a Jets home, when there is a Jets home playoff game, it will be like you would be an idiot to be anywhere else than in that back corner of that lot with us, because we are going to blow the roof off the joint. Like, it's
You're gonna have to handcuff me because I will be taking the microphone, getting the crowd rowdy the whole day.
Yeah.
Like, I'll
It's
be out of my
like
mind, nuts.
Frank the Tank. It's gonna be nuts. It's just gonna be nuts, bro. I really feel excited. I think it's coming, man. I really do. I think we got a lot of talent. And I think we can get there. You know, if Fields can just be efficient enough, if he can just get us what we need enough, I think we got enough to make some noise. I really do.
And you never know what happens, right? You never know. With
our division is not what it was.
How many games have we lost where the kick misses or the ball gets tipped, the other team gets it, the drive ends? What if that starts happening to Buffalo? What if New England and Drake May in year 2 fall flat on their face? And what if we just run the fuck out of the ball and play good defense?
How many games in the last 4 years, you know, even with Mike White, with even with Zach, where we really only lost by a score, you know? Like, it was like the games were there.
And those are games coaching changes a game.
Yeah.
Coaching is the difference in a score. Instead of being down 6, you're up 6. Like, coaching changes things. And if you got the right staff, why can't we win 3-4 more games than people are saying? Why can't we get to 9, 10, or maybe even 11? If we run the ball, play good defense, have good coaching, have a good scheme, and just attack and stop the other team. Like, there's 2 things you have to do in the NFL, aside from quarterback play, right?
Yeah.
You got to have a good offensive line, and you got to be able to stop the pass. Check and check. We should be able to do that and be on the upper echelon of the league in those 2 categories. Now, granted, quarterback is a huge part of it. I'm not trying to dismiss it. But if you can get average play and you can be an elite pass defense and you can be an elite running game and you can get average, efficient quarterback play, why can't you make a run? Defense and run game can still win, and defense and run game can still travel.
Look, man, you know, I just came back from the draft. I go every year. We did a lot of great things for the draft. We raised a lot of money for some charity there. But I think, you know, we picked up that other offensive lineman. And if you look now, we've got 5 guys starting on that offensive line that are what, first or second round draft picks.
You have 3 first rounds, a second, and Simpson is a 4th.
Oh, is he? Okay. I thought they were all first and second.
Nope. Simpson's 4th. But he's played above that. Like, he's a very good player. All
under, what, 30, 32 years old? Like, all young guys.
Yeah.
You know, we should have that offensive line. And that's been a problem. If you really look back to, you know, 2009, 2010, you know, we didn't have great quarterback play. Mark Sanchez did enough, and we just had a great offensive line. You know, we had guys that were at the skill positions that were like retreads, were guys that were like past their prime, but did a serviceable job behind that line. You know, LaDainian Tomlinson, completely serviceable, well past his prime, not the LT of the Chargers, but was enough behind that line.
Braylon Edwards was a cast off, and we scooped them up. Holmes was a cast off, and we scooped them up. Like,
Braylon Edwards was fantastic for us, and it was a revitalization of his career, and it was all because of that offensive line. You know. And so
we start 4-2. Say we're 4-2, just for discussion purpose. Who's to say that we don't make a move, that we don't become a buyer and say, hey, you know what? We do need another weapon. You know, we went and got Adams last year. It didn't work out. But who's to say that if this really clicks and this scheme and Fields is playing, I don't want to say at a Sam Darnold level last year. Let's say he's playing 12 to 15 in the league. You go get another weapon and you put this together and you go for a run.
Yeah. You know, and it can happen. It can. Look, the 2 of our cast-offs have ended up being starters and at a pretty high level around the league, you know, in Geno Smith and Sam Darnold, right? And it took them a while, but it happened. It wasn't the next stop. Look at Baker Mayfield, right? I mean, look at what he's doing right now. You know, my friends, I said I have our friends in Tampa. Everyone was like, oh, you know, like after that drop off of like Brady, like now you're just gonna now what's gonna happen? You know, no one thought Baker Mayfield was gonna be what he turned out to be, and now they've got him
like 40 touchdowns, I think, one year.
It's insane, right? And the town loves him, and God bless them, and they should. So who's to say it can't happen with Field? You know, all of these quarterbacks, they're being thrown out there too quickly, right? They're just you can't come out that first. The game is too fast, right? The defense, the players are just giant and they're freak fast, right? This is not college, and the offenses are just way too complex, right? Especially coming from the college game where most of these kids are playing in college, just way too complex, and you're throwing them out there, and it's just not a good situation. And most of the teams doing that are teams that have other problems as well, right? They're teams where the coach is a revolving door. They're picking at the top of the draft, so obviously they're just teams that are not doing well.
Yeah.
And so they're all being put in these terrible situations. And so, did the kid pick up enough, and now is the time where it kind of clicks. We'll see, we'll see. Hopefully he's got a great offensive line behind him that can protect him and allow him to kind of get comfortable there and do what he needs to do.
Yeah. And it just doesn't come down to the coaching, right? It comes down to teaching. And I'm a big believer in that. You might have a guy who's a genius and he can draw X's and O's, but he can't explain it and get you to absorb. And knowing how people learn is almost as important as what you're trying to teach them.
Sure.
And some are visual, some are, by repetition, some or have to get up on the board and do it themselves before it clicks. So that's why I think quarterbacks have talent, but it doesn't work. You have New York, very, very impatient area. Coaches are getting fired. Offensive coordinators are getting fired by the head coach before he eventually gets fired. You're going through multiple schemes. You don't have a chance to learn how to be a quarterback in the NFL because you're always learning something new. All right, they're changing the schemes. They're changing the coaches.
Yeah. I don't want to sidetrack.
Years to click, right? Like sometimes it takes a little bit, and you pick up, like we said with Aaron Glenn. You were here, what worked, what didn't. You were here, what worked, what didn't. You see quarterbacks doing that too, because there was a day in time with Chad Pennington and many others, Aaron Rodgers, Steve Young, who learned how to be a quarterback. And then when the time was right, they played. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, we picked you got to play. No, we picked you got to play. And you're throwing guys and putting a deer in headlights instead of teaching them how to be an NFL quarterback. And maybe, like you said, we get lucky. And we got the guy at the right time with the right coaches who teach it the right way and simplify the game, and he can go to a good level.
I'm a really big believer in the accumulation of wisdom, right? Through experiences, through lived experience, through life, and that only comes with time. You can be the smartest guy in the room, but that wisdom is something different, and so. I think that's what maybe some of these guys are getting that they didn't have originally. And that goes for coaches, players, everyone, Yeah. And so sitting on that bench and just learning and absorbing. And I think, that's a big thing, and so it's just going to come with time. I don't want to sidetrack, but I see these two green comments. So I want to just comment quick.
Let me throw them up. I got a couple I got to get to. I've been a little bit behind. Knob said earlier, when are we getting the 24-hour live stream? Little bit on that, not with me, but there was one this weekend, and we will discuss that shortly. Jake Quest says, Joe, did you see the movie Nonus? As a fellow Italian, it's a must-see.
I have not seen it yet. It's on my list. It's the next thing. So actually, that restaurant that they're talking about is on Staten Island. It actually exists. And I heard it's fantastic. I have not had a chance to go there. It's tiny. It's right by the ferry. If you live in Brooklyn or other part of the city and you want to check it out. I heard the guy that owns it is a great guy. It's been there for years. He really kind of pushed with this idea. It was a crazy idea to have these grandmothers from all around, come to cook in the restaurant. And so, I'm happy for him and the success that he's going to get from having this notoriety. It's a great thing. And definitely go check the place out on Staten Island if you have a chance. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it.
Awesome. And our buddy Jets Worldwide Snowball says, Nick, Joe's been one of your best guests. Great get. Thanks for everything you do for the fans, Joe.
Dude, I appreciate that. I love, I've got no interest in doing a podcast or anything like that. I don't like the controversy. I'm a fanatic, right? I'm a fan. Fan is short for fanatic. So I'm always going to be the positive guy. Logic and reasoning does not have to enter into the discussion for me when you're a fan. And so, I'm probably not the right guy to have my own podcast. So it works great when I do these with everyone else. to come on and just talk and riff for a little while, and then I get to go and come back and bother Nick in a few weeks when I want to come on and talk about something else. But I have a great time doing this.
You're
So
welcome.
thank you very much,
man. You know that.
Yeah. We'll definitely
now-
talk during the season, a bunch of times as it gets closer to the start of the season. There's one other thing that we haven't talked about that we're not going to talk about tonight that I've got under my hat for some type of a cool event that we're going to be doing for the first time that I want to share with your people. So everyone keep their ears open for that. Probably in a few weeks. We'll
You
discuss
say when you're ready, and
Yeah.
and we'll get you on and we'll make it happen.
It's a really kind of cool, heartwarming thing that we're going to do. So
Nice. And congratulations here. I know you were talking before, man. My best friend is she's defeated cancer twice. So shout out to you. I know it's not easy. I know it's a physical and mental battle, and
yeah,
good for you, man. God bless.
It was Hodgkin's lymphoma. I was 19. So 19. I went into remission in 1996. Did a year chemo and radiation. It was pretty advanced. I was pretty far along. That's a whole topic for a show we can talk about. But then I think maybe 6 years ago, male breast cancer, 9/11 related, 9/11 environmental thing. I was living down there at the time. There's a huge cluster of it, So anyone that's listening to the show that's of that age, that was in that area on 9/11, be mindful of it. Check yourself. Just be mindful of a lot of things because a lot of terrible things happened afterwards and continue to happen. So not to get it down on the show, but just want to kind of put that out there to everyone.
No, hey, one of the big things on the show. I mean, a little bit about my life. We're going to discuss life. I've been through too much shit, whether I put myself through it, most of the damage, but life is about overcoming, conquering, and succeeding in adversity's face. And there's no greater adversity than getting diagnosed with cancer. So absolutely, man. You got a platform to say whatever you want here, man.
I appreciate that. That's something else I'm working out the details on a kind of a nationwide thing that we're going to do with Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And that one I'm going to need everyone's kind of help with when the time comes to talk.
Anyway.
That'll be in a few weeks.
Whatever you need, man, just ask. You know that I won't tell you no. Whether you need the airwaves, whether you need my help, whatever you need, man, I got you.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But for the purpose of this show, man, Tampa, everyone's got it. I want everyone there. And beyond that, even if you come out to a Tailgate Joe party this year, find me, tap me on the shoulder, introduce yourself, say, look, I heard you on the Nick Shine show. I want to say I want to meet everyone. I really do. That's really part of why I do what I do. It really is. It's having fun with the fellow fans, the camaraderie, of Jet fans and even visiting fans, man. So definitely if you come out to a game, say hi, introduce yourself. I mean that.
Absolutely. And I tell you guys this, I'm not saying it because he's here. I'm saying it because there was a point I didn't know him, and very approachable, very easy to talk to. And if you come up to him and whatever you want to talk about, whether it's the game, whether it's the tailgate, whatever, he will take time out of his day to have a good conversation with you. Like, he's got a million fucking things going on, but he will make you feel loved and welcome at his party. And that's the cool part of it.
Yeah, man. If people that don't really know me, don't really believe it when I say it, but I'm an extroverted introvert. And so the Tailgate Joe thing allows me to kind of break through some barriers that I work on.
You're in your comfort zone, right?
And to kind of get out there and get to speak and talk and really kind of meet people. So it's something for me, for sure.
You're doing a pretty good job. You're doing pretty well for yourself, man.
I appreciate that.
It's a great experience being there. If you haven't been to a Tailgate Joe party yet, get to one. Whether it's down in Tampa with people he's coordinating with, whether it's up here. If you're coming up to a game here, reach out to me, and with we'll put something together. And Joe takes on all parties.
Yeah.
And, if you're coming individually, you get off the train. He's right there in Lot E. Right, you're still the same. He's doing the same spot.
Yeah.
E26.
The back of Lot E. Yep.
Yeah, you're at E26. You're right there next to American Dream Mall. You're right next to where the Ubers get dropped off in Lot E. If you're coming from the city or elsewhere, the trains are there, and it's not too far of a walk from the buses. It's a little hike. You got to go across G and J, but it's worth it. You know, it's a fun environment. DJ's pumping, dance floor area where the girls are dancing and playing bago. There's beer pong games. There's high top tables. There's tents. You can bring your own table and chairs, whatever, to set up too. And Joe's the man.
It's a great party. I say, I cook. So I've got so many friends and family there, and that's how it started, that I'm there cooking for my family, and everyone else gets to tag along and come along for the ride and enjoy it, and everyone's become family. We're at a point now, like I said, since 2009, people that have grown up where they brought their little kid, and now that kid is, graduating college and is a man and has that bond with those family bonds centered around coming to our party and spending a game day with us. It's a really cool thing.
And this is no dig at you, but one day the games will be just as fun or more fun than tailgate. So like the tailgate is the pinnacle of the day for most games that Jets fans go to. But hopefully one day they're on par. It's like, all right, from 9 o'clock in the morning until 4:30 at night, it was just electric. We need the team to help us.
It's been tough because tailgate, like I said, we officially started in 2009, which was at the top of where we were. And from that point, 2009, 2010, and then the whole way. And so it's grown in spite of what the team has done since then, So, I mean, but I feel it coming. I'm hoping Aaron Glenn's the guy. I really am.
Yeah.
We got to do something this year because we got a lot of guys we got to sign. We got a lot of talent on this team. I don't know how they're going to keep everybody. It's going to be tough. So we got to make something happen now. We really do.
Yeah. Jay Quest, one of our resident Italian guys, says my mom makes the best rice balls in the world.
I'm sure she does. My mom doesn't actually make rice balls, so I'll take your word for that.
Now, Quest, now you got to bring one. You got to bring one for him to have when you come to. You got to bring some food to Joe. You got to flip the script here on it. That's if you're Quest. If you're really Italian, you're going to bring a little container like my mom made this for you. That
doesn't happen very often.
Nice. One of our guys on the show makes all the music for the show. Jets Worldwide is asking, can he live rap at the tailgate?
He
does a lot of Jets themed raps.
We'll talk about it. Maybe we can figure something out.
Nice. Awesome. Well, like I said, Joe will get me all of that info. He will send me the links, and I will pass that along to you guys. Anything else, Joe? Anything we didn't cover that you wanted to get to? I know we did a lot, man.
We did a lot. I think we're good for this one. We're gonna hit up a few more times before the season starts. Some other things I want to talk about, but I think we're good for this one. Only thing, everyone, go follow Tailgate Joe on Instagram, please. I'd love to get to 10K for the start of the season. Just under 7 right now, so go follow Tailgate Joe. This way you can keep up on what we're doing. Make sure you hear about all the parties, the great food, the great time we're having, and join us, man. It's a great time.
I have one question for you in closing.
What's that, bro?
You were witness. If there were no cameras there, would Bruce Smith have punched me? He hated me that day at Good Morning America.
Yeah.
He gave me a dirty look, man. Like he tried to push me away from the picture, and I didn't budge. And I'm like, dude, just take the picture. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I was a little relentless with him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That day, I felt like I felt like we got disrespected as Jet fans at our home. I felt like they were more about the Buffalo fans than about us at MetLife, like to the point, like they were doing things with that, like the table, like they should not have allowed the table thing to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think, and look, I got love for fans across the league. I really do. I'm a strong believer in that philosophy. Like I said, I travel around the league. I've got, you hate the team, not the fan. And I've got a lot of friends in Bills Mafia, guys that, from the beginning, Pinto Ron, Captain Buffalo, all those guys you see, on TV, those are my boys.
And
But,
we were right on the Mason-Dixon line with them.
We
Me and
were.
you were the ones right
We
there
were
next to
holding the
them.
line. Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
We were the
holding the
first line of defense.
And then it was, remember when they brought the table out, we looked at each other like, are these motherfuckers bringing a table out right now at MetLife? And
I looked at Joe and I was like, will you put me through that table before they get a chance to? Like, just live TV, Good Morning America, just the two of us coming out of the back and I go through it.
I'm like, are you kidding me right now? But yeah, look, man, we got to win something, right?
Yeah.
Respect is not given, it's earned, and we need to earn it.
Yeah.
You know?
And you see that with the Knicks right now, right? You win, you'll get all the fanfare, you'll get all the media attention, you'll get all the love, and New York Jets fans are waiting for our moment.
How I remember the rally. I don't know if you remember this. There was the 2009 rally when the Jets were in the playoffs, going to like the conference championship, and it was in Times Square, right? Like, I've got video of it.
I didn't make it, yeah.
Oh, I remember the rally. I remember what that was like. Can you imagine, like, seeing, first of all, what the Knicks fans are doing out in the streets? I think it's beautiful because you see them all so excited. You got old people, you got young people, but no one's breaking anything. No one's causing any real problems. They're just in the street having fun, enjoying the moment, enjoying what the team is, enjoying what the team can be. And that's
cars aren't getting flipped over. They're not getting burned. Storefronts are safe.
Right, exactly. And I think it's great. I think it shows, what New Yorkers really are and not what some people think New Yorkers are. I think it's beautiful. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. And I'm just like excited for, what it can mean. What can happen for this city if you get, the Jets into the playoffs and having this success, what it would mean for the city, what it would mean for all of us.
It would be great if on a regular, constant basis, no one has to leave early. That stadium is loud and rocking all four quarters. We get a taste of it every now and then. The Buffalo Monday night game, which I sat with you with that night, that was a good game. The Houston game that we won on Halloween was good. The New England game. But it's like more often than not, by mid-third quarter, man, people are going. And, the 1 o'clock games, people who travel, Long Island, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, some come up from Delaware. That 1 o'clock game gets you those fans who've had the season tickets, who want to be there, who, a lot of times you get a Monday night game, you work in Long Island, you live out in Long Island, you're like, I'm not getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Here, give them to so-and-so. And they might just sit there quietly. So
or even
you have that good ruckus crowd, that 1 o'clock game gets you that.
I think so. I think everyone's going to be into it. I'm up for this season, man. I'm up for the season. Look, we looked at the schedule. There's some winnable games. The back half, we can stay competitive for the first half. The back half of the season is very winnable. We're not doing any crazy traveling.
I don't think we cross the Mississippi. If we do, New Orleans or Cincy. I don't know where that lines up. Those are our two furthest trips west.
I think even with the game in London, we're still one of the least traveled teams this year.
Yeah. If we didn't have London, we would be the third least. But that London trip bumps us up a lot.
Yeah, but I think we can be competitive this year. I really do. And no one knows. No one knows. It's a new head coach. New quarterback to us. No one knows. So I'm excited.
David here with a question and a super chat. Thank you, David. One of our resident Detroit Lions fans, but a great supporter of the show. Asked Joe, which Jets game over the years has been your best memory as a fan? Okay,
so he's a Lions fan. So I got a lot of friends. I don't know if you know the Lions super fans, but Crackman is a really good friend of mine. The guy's nuts. I spend a lot of time with those guys.
You got to be with that name, right? You're not you're not a pastor with the name Crackman.
He's this old guy. He's got to be in his 70s. Wears his jean short overalls. The guy's like a pro level skier. I heard he's going down the slopes like at 100 miles an hour in his jean overalls. Like, the guy's just nuts. Anyway, my favorite, my best memory as a Jet fan, which game? I'm gonna say it's probably that the playoff game in New England. where we beat them. The Bart Scott can't wait game. That just we walked. I remember going and that's the one stadium where I just get agita from. The fans there just they got a whole attitude going. And when we walked in, they were talking. I remember just hearing them all talk about how they were just looking past that game and they were just talking about how they were going to have to go and deal with the Steelers the next week. Completely
they beat us 45-3 there on Monday night in November, 8 weeks earlier.
And so we went into that stadium. I remember I'm in the end zone, mid-level, and we were running around behind the seats doing the whole airplane thing at the end of it, and we lost our minds. That might be my best memory of a Jets game.
Yeah,
that might be it right there.
To be there for that moment when nobody gave us a chance. I mean
that one, and maybe the Cincinnati game at the end of 2009. Last game ever played was the last game ever played
38 nothing.
The last game ever played at Giant Stadium. It was us. It wasn't the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Ocho Cinco was talking smack to Revis, and then Revis just shut him down. We won that game.
And then in the following week in the playoffs too.
Again, right? That was a back-to-back. I remember it was that game was so cold. I remember we had the kegerator at that time, and it was just shooting out because it was a night game. It was just shooting out slush.
And it snowed heavily the week before, and it didn't melt. That's the only game I've ever went to where we brought cardboard to stand on in the parking lot with how cold the ground was going to be because there was ice everywhere. That was rough.
At that point, so my old season tickets were at the top of the 300. I was the second from the last row, up against the wall, right to the side of where the booths were that were up there. I used to be able to wave to the planes as they were leaving Newark.
Yeah.
I
was the last row.
I would be like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And it was freezing. I remember the team going into the locker room and then coming back out and circling around the wall, high-fiving everyone because no one wanted to leave because we were just so excited to go to the playoffs and all of that and what it was. And then going to the game the next week, I went to Cincinnati the next week. It was a Tailgate Joe road trip. That's another great memory as a Jet game.
Yeah, we got to add new ones. It's almost like we sound like Dallas fans, with the History Channel of way back when. We need some updated memories.
I know.
We need a good run here, man. We really do. I say all the time here that if this team ever gets as great as this fan base, we'll never lose another game.
You got that right, bro. We definitely, we're due. We are. There's been some teams that have had some struggles, and then they've come. You look at the Detroit. You look at the Texans. You look at some of these teams that have. Look at Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
And teams that were terrible for a long time, and great fan bases and great fans, and I think it's our turn. There's always every year there's that one team, and why can't it be us this year? There's enough talent, What a great story it would be.
We need it. And you look at this team throughout the years. First year, Herman Edwards, we were good. The first year of Mangini, we made the playoffs. The first year of Rex, we made the playoffs. The first year with Bowles, we almost made the playoffs. We were down to the last day of the season. Gase and Saleh have been different, but we've proven throughout the course of our history that we can turn it around quick. Parcells went 9-7 and just missed it in his first year. So Al Groh went 9-7, a chance to win. I think it was Christmas Day or New Year's Day against Baltimore, and Vinny threw a 101-yard interception to Chris McAllister before the half, and that changed that game. But in the first year of coaches, we've had success over the last 27, 28 years. So hopefully we get back to that, man, because these Jets fans we're waiting. We're looking at the Knicks. The Yankees are in playoff contention every year. The Mets fans are excited. Jets fans are sprinkled all throughout these fan bases, and we are just sitting on pins and needles waiting to have our moment in the sun.
Especially after the last 2 years, right? Last 2 years were, because it just should not have gone down the way it did. You know,
Yeah.
it just should not have gone down how it did. We were all basically promised a certain thing. We were all sure of it. I know I was. You know, I think if that injury never happened 2 years ago, I think everything would have drastically been different.
That was the year. We had the defense, we had the special teams, like that. That was the year.
Yeah, and I think it would have carried into the next year too. You know, and I think, you know, he's gone, and whatever it is, and maybe they had to get rid of him. But I think had they brought him back this year, it would have been different than last year. But I understand why they did it, and that's that. But you know, that injury just, I mean, it changed everything. What we were, I mean, the whole league thought it, right? Everyone. I was at that draft, you know, I was in the draft in Vegas that year when we drafted everyone, and everyone was so excited for the Jets, and we owned that draft night, and it's just, you know, it just hasn't lived up to it, and it's especially so the last 2 years, especially so.
Yeah, I'm tired of being the laughing stock. I'm tired of being the team that is the butt of the jokes. I'm tired of being, you know, we've watched Detroit turn it around. Why can't we?
Yeah, I think.
Why can't we? Why can't it be us?
I'm hoping we're on the cusp, buddy. I really feel that we may be. So let's you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Joe said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, Instagram, Tailgate Joe, also tailgatejoe.com. The tickets or the events for the game are already up, and go support them.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, come out, say hi. Let's have a great time, man. Regardless of what goes on in the field, we're rocking the mic in the lot, and it's always going to be a great game day. You know, so if I got anything to do with it.
Hell yeah! And rumor has it, October 19th. It was just the day after my birthday. We're gonna have a bash. We're gonna have a fucking bash that day.
All right, let's do it.
I'll have a nice cigar waiting for you if you have time.
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the great Tailgate Joe. Go show him some love on all his social medias and support him whenever you get a chance. And we will push out more info from Joe about the Tampa game as soon as I get it. When it gets to me, it gets to you. That's how it works here. Joe, you're the best, man. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks for everyone for listening. Take it easy.
Take care, buddy. Awesome. Awesome guest. That's the cool thing about doing this is becoming friends with people in the community, and you get to see all the great stuff that they do. You get to learn their stories. You get to learn, you know, just like I get to learn about you guys and gals here. You know, there's also so many others out there who have overcome things in life, who do great things for the community, and it's always nice to get their stories out there and welcome them into our family, right? Because we're family here on this channel. We know that. So shout out to Joe. I will be right back. Let me drop the call-in link. Take some of your calls. See what you guys are thinking. Let me pin that. It is bathroom break time here for Mr. Shine. All right. The poll ended right now. We are going with defensive linemen for the next raffle giveaway after the wide receivers, and we will be right back. I got a little work to do on here. You know what? In honor of Bobby Midnight finally doing the 24-hour stream successfully this weekend, let's go back to when Bobby came out here. And let's drop the Jets Seattle for Addie's birthday. See Addie.
Kiss Cam! Kiss Cam! Ah, got him!
Motherfucker.
We don't know who the fuck you are, but let's go!
Motherfucker.
Second half starts in 2 minutes. 2 minutes until the second half.
Jets recovered a fumble!
Friend fucker.
She's the fucker.
Smile.
What? Oh, hi.
Sex right here, Bobby Midnight, Bobby Midnight, Bobby Midnight. Let's go,
First half highlights.
Bobby!
Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
Have you ever seen the Jets score this many touchdowns in one half?
No.
How's Mr. Happy feeling?
Very happy.
This got me.
Gentry covered in football!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime as Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Great guest. Great guest. Become friends with Joe in the last year. You know, I reached out to him last summer to take on the event that we had for the home opener. Got to hang with him at Good Morning America. And then, that night he gave me and Nikki tickets to sit with him for the Buffalo game. And just always awesome talking to him. And I appreciate all you guys and gals for, partaking in that. And glad to hear that you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, with my work schedule, Sunday nights are the night that we're going to have guests on. And let me see what we got here. Oh, man, what happened there? Holy mackerel. All right. So here's what we got going on. We finished the running back raffles tonight. For those of you joining late, Philip Hannon won and chose the Freeman McNeil jersey. Rick Kent then chose the Curtis Martin helmet, and our boy Knob Kraft got Thomas Jones. So here we have, and this is the same helmet. We have a Wayne Corbett mini helmet. I got to get the picture for that. I haven't had time to get that one uploaded yet. But this is the same helmet. We got Altoon, and on the other side, we got Wesley on the same Jets mini helmet. And then we have a full-size replica helmet with Santonio Holmes. So the wide receiver raffle is underway. David is the first one with raffle entries for the wide receivers. Don't forget, it's Sunday night. All raffle entries are tripled. So, David, with that $20 super chat, you got 15 entries on the wheel. If you gift 5 memberships, you get 18 entries with the bonus. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the night to do so. Jay Quest starting an international crisis right now. No one cares about hockey, Boomer. Now you're calling him Boomer because of his age? Are you calling him Boomer for Boomtown? Are you double meaning, Quest? Are you doing jokes with layers, Quest? Are you evolving right in front of our eyes here, my friend? No. You better calm down, Dixon. You do not shit on Stella breadsticks. And Quest, you don't shit on Boom. I have no idea what's going on in hockey. Do we have a baseball update? The last I saw from you guys in the chat, it was 2-2, and I saw Gary type Yankees LOL. That was the last update that I had. Oh, it's over. All right. Good series. Yankees need to start doing that. They need to start winning some more series. I know they're in first place. I know we don't have a lot to complain about, but I feel that this is the part of where you get into you got to start winning series. You got to take 2 out of 3 minimum, and start to get a little separation because injuries are going to take place throughout the summer, and you need that little bit of wiggle room. Let's look at the standings. They're 4.5 games up right now. Oh, they'll be 5 games up after this game is official. What the hell happened to the Orioles? Can anyone tell me that? Can anyone tell? The Orioles were like top 5 team ranked in preseason, and they're 15-30. They've lost 6 in a row. They fired their coach. They gave up 8 runs yesterday, I think, or 6 runs in the first inning after firing their coach. Just an absolute disaster. The Orioles are back to being the Orioles. Interesting. Lee Van said Alonso committed horrendous error, threw the game away. Oh, wow. Yeah, you take for granted the first baseman that can play good defense. Yeah, David. That was the last year they were pretty good, and to just everyone equally fall flat is a little bit of a surprise. That everyone's talking about their farm system, and then they finally came up the last couple of years, and they've been doing well, and they've looked exciting, and then just completely shit the bed. It's quite interesting. But ladies and gentlemen, I thank all of you for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button. It's free. We're at 63 likes. I already dropped the link. The link is there. Should be pinned. If you want to call in, you want to discuss anything. You're excited about the Knicks. I get it. You have every right to be. Excited about the Subway Series? I get it. You got every right to be. Want to discuss the Jets? Want to discuss the games that a lot of us sounds like we're going to, possibly all together? Call in. Bellinger, 3 hits, 6 RBIs, and a home run. Bleacher Report alert that the game went official. Nice. 5 games up on the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. And now we got where we go from here. Off tomorrow. We had off Thursday. Play 3 games. Off Monday. That's good. Get an extra day to get freed back. And then we got Texas at home, Colorado, and the Angels, the next 3 series. And then we're at the Dodgers at the end of the month. So that'll be fun. Get to talk a little trash with Addy, even though he's got the ultimate trump card that they won the World Series, the only one that mattered. Awesome. And I saw a quest for those of you working in New Jersey, like Tom Mace, that have to commute. It sounds like Tuesday, New Jersey Transit will be back up and running. Jake with a great tweet, fitting that the guy that replaced Soto hits the grand slam over his head to ice the game for the Yankees. Hell yeah. That, you don't have Bellinger if you sign Soto. You might not have Fried if you sign Soto. So, short term, it's paid off. We were there 2 weeks ago for the game. And I think Bellinger was hitting 190, and now he's up to 253 tonight. So he's been on a bit of a tear. That'll help the Yankees. You get that extra bat in the lineup. That's the cool thing about baseball. When you play every day, different guys can be the hero. Goldschmidt's at 339. He's been steady. Judge is still over 400 after tonight, and Bellinger's raised his average. He was 191 when we were at that game. Lee Van, Snowball, Craig and Mrs. Craig, myself, Jake, Nikki, and Peter. And he's up to 258. So he's up over 65 points since in 2 weeks. So that's a hell of a stretch he's on. South End saying, say a prayer for me, setting up the new generator. Dropped 1,100 on it today. Have to break it in before use tomorrow. Well, good luck, brother. Good luck. Yeah, Lee Van. I constantly am saying, imagine this, and Rodon's coming on too lately. Imagine Cole, Freed, and Rodon going forward. That's a staff that you can go deep into the playoffs with. That's what we're missing is top end pitching. And I know it won't be till mid next year to get Cole back, and I'm not writing this year off. But if Cole comes back, being Cole, that is a hell of a 1-2 and even a 3. And you get into those 7-game series, sometimes you only go 3. You might need a 4th, but that's a good problem to have when you have too many pitchers. That's how you win, because guys are going to get dinged up this time. Just need a little more depth on the back end of that lineup for the rotation. All right, we're coming up on 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. I thank all of you for watching tonight. Let's get into the big question of the night. What did we learn? What did we learn? I did message Bobby when the link went up. I was going to bring him on to talk about his stream, but hopefully he's getting some well-needed rest, catching up, and shout out to all of you that were there with him and helped him complete the monumental task of doing the 24 hours. And I messaged him today and congratulated him, and you'll see him probably pop up this week. Dixon, when I say no arguing, can't listen. We learned the Mets will always be the little brother, and let's go Panthers. All right. Tom Ace, I learned that's the shirt Nick wore in He's Charles music video, a valuable relic in the show's history. Yeah, it's here. And you know what's cool? It's got both logos. It's got the where I gotta stay a little lower. It's got the old logo, and then on this side it's got there's no green screen. Why are you disappearing? You know what the fucking logo looks like. But yeah, this is and then Nikki has one too. Every year our tailgate group at K5, my buddy James who runs it, purchases a shirt. Last year we purchased this one. I found this on Instagram and I sent it to him. I go, "What do you think about these shirts?" And he goes, "Hell yeah!" And he texted our group chat for the lot, said he needs everyone's sizes, and we've gotten K5 sweatshirts. We've gotten Nick Mangold shirts. Every year there's something new, different, and this was last year's shirt. So our whole tailgate group at K5 has this shirt. It's real nice. It breathes too. It's awesome for the summertime. You get those hot preseason games. We were rocking it last year, a bunch of us. Hank G, ladies and gentlemen, we learned that it's a gift to play at night on a Monday in Miami. In September, absolutely 100%. In September down there, even October, they show all the time the difference in temperature. It'll be 115 on the visitor sideline, and it'll be 85 on the home sideline because they built it so that the home sideline is in the shade. So it's a huge, huge advantage to have that game being on a Monday night. Now, it might still be hot, it might still be humid, but you won't have that sun beating down on you. So that's a bonus. We don't get many bonuses as Jets fans. We usually get screwed. David D, the identify the location game that Nate was playing on Bobby's show was very interesting and entertaining. Hell yeah. Geo Guesser. It's Geo Guesser. Lee Van, I learned Tailgate Joe was awesome, and I'm looking forward to going to one of his parties. Hell yeah, Lee Van. Hell yeah. Like I said, there'll be more info coming out. You may have heard it on another channel, but October 19th would be the day to mark your calendars and start looking for travel arrangements if you are coming out to a home game. More info on that soon when we get everything finalized, but should be a huge, huge Jets party, and I can't wait to be there with as many of you as possible. Jets Worldwide, I've learned Jay Quest is going to share his balls with Tailgate Joe this year. His mother's balls. Are you not? He's sharing his mother's balls. South End, we learned the Dolphins are pussies for having to create an advantage based on the sun. Yeah, that's absolutely 100% accurate. But you play to the advantage, right? When it's wintertime at MetLife, the home sideline for the Jets and Giants is in the sun. The other side is in the shade. So everyone uses whatever little advantage that they can get. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time to wrap it up. That's what she said. Mr. Boomtown, key of great hockey celebration tonight. Can you please inform everyone what you learned? We're at 66 likes. We're 3 away. 69 looks so pretty. It does. If it's with the right person, it does. And here we go, folks. The great question has been answered. What did Boomtown learn? Boomtown learned Carly says she is busy on the 19th, but is not officially out. Nick has never heard It's So Big before tonight. The Shiners love the D. When guys meet guys, they start at 100. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to get back into that after this. That's been my theory for years. Bonus, Tailgate Joe is the place to be this year in Tampa Bay. Tailgate Joe is a double cancer survivor. Great job, Joe, and F cancer. Absolutely 100%. Thank you, Boom. Now, on this has been my theory for years. When you were young, you're a teenager, young 20s, you go to like a house party. Some girl brings a guy she's seeing, and you meet the guy. That guy instantly starts at 100. Like, hey, what's up, man? Welcome. You think he's like the coolest guy in the world. And then you're like, uh-oh. We instantly, guys, accept other guys. Women start them at a 0. And you have to earn their trust before they speak around you, before they trust you. If you bring a girl, it's going to be awkward for that girl to enter a group of girls that's already established. Guys, you walk in and you're like the coolest thing they've ever met. Like, hey, welcome to the group. You're new? Hey, you know her? Oh, you know this guy? Instantly at 100. Women, you have to earn that. Allen, with a late, I learned that betting against the Leafs in Game 7 is easy money. I also learned that the Mets will always be the Yankees' little bitches. All right. Some Yankee fans taking the victory lap. And Nathan, F cancer. Yep. F it right in its mouth. Anywhere that it shows up, F it, destroy it, kill it. Cancer sucks. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. This has been a fun show. A lot of information out there for you. Like I said, tailgatejoe.com, Instagram, tailgatejoe. All of the information's there. You see all his travels and journeys and his collaborations. We have now entered the wide receiver raffle, full-size replica helmet of Santonio Holmes, and a pretty cool item, Al Toon and Wesley Walker on the same helmet. So, and we have a Wayne Corbett mini helmet also, but I have not gotten the picture uploaded yet. We will have that for you soon. And congratulations again to Philip Hannon, Rick Kent, and Knobcraft. Thank you always for your support. Good luck. Go Jets. Fuck cancer. Fuck! Cancer.
It's got me.
Gentry covered the football.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.